Over the past months, I was able to speak with Natalie and Heidi on the importance of gun control. Nobody can remain indifferent. We can see that they are very frank and have very relevant perspectives, and I am deeply inspired by their courage and their devotion. We must act in order to prevent another tragedy from happening.
Honor the memories of those we lost in mass shootings is to act on gun control and to restrict access to the very weapons used to commit these horrible crimes. Our goal is to ensure that no community, no family is devastated by mass shootings in Canada again. That's why today, as Rachel said, we're building on the historic advances we've made since 2015 by taking further action. Today, the government is adding a further 324 unique makes and models of assault-style firearms to the list of prohibited firearms in Canada. This prohibition takes effect immediately. This means these firearms can no longer be legally used, sold, or imported in Canada, and can only be transferred or transported under extremely limited circumstances. Les 324 modèles.
These 324 models of prohibited firearms will be added to the 1,500 models added in 2020 and have technical characteristics that are similar. And they are made for battlefields, not for hunting. They were identified following a robust consultation with experts from the RCMP. I would like to thank the Commissioner Mike Duhem and the Deputy Commissioner Brian Larkin, who is in Ottawa today, and I would like to thank their teams for the advice and support.
An amnesty that is currently in force and expires on October 30th, 2025, to protect individuals who legally purchased these firearms prior to the ban. This amnesty period will protect these individuals from criminal liability as they take steps to come into compliance with the law. During the amnesty period, there is an exception to allow Indigenous peoples exercising a right under Section 35 of the Constitution, as well as those who use firearms for sustenance hunting, to continue to use their now prohibited firearms to hunt, if previously non-restricted, until a suitable replacement can be found. As with the previous list of firearms, these models will, of course, be part of the assault-style firearms compensation program. And to that end, I'm pleased to point out that the pilot program of Phase 1 of the gun buyback program is now underway. The program will be open for all businesses in the coming days. As part of that process, the Government of Canada has committed to the Ukrainian government to identify whether some of these guns could be donated to support the fight for democracy in Ukraine. My colleague Bill Blair will speak on this in a few moments. In addition to banning these guns, we're also taking action on the regulatory front. Next Friday, December 13th, we will table regulations to ensure that no firearm can come into Canada or be sold in Canada without first being approved by the RCMP. And no later than the end of January, we will table additional measures in Parliament to address the rates of gun violence in situations of gender-based and intimate partner violence. We will also introduce further regulations on red and yellow flag laws early this spring and regulations on large capacity magazines no later than March. De plus, nous allons réunir.
Furthermore, we will create a panel of experts to support the RCMP. This panel will include, of course, Indigenous representatives who will look at the classification of firearms that are not a part of the models that are currently prohibited. They will share their recommendations with us at the beginning of next year, and we will take additional measures in order to further restrict access to those firearms. Our government will continue doing everything in its power so that Canada never again sees a mass shooting. Thank you, and Rachel, the floor is yours.